Hey up and welcome to Mixing with Benny and Friends. So we have got friends on, some more friends. We keep getting more friends coming on this little show. So we've got some special guests, and that is Mark Soulohm and Steve BFG from Tales of the Home show. Is it Tales of the Home show? Tales of the Home show, isn't it?
Tales from the Home.
I know it had the home and it had Tales. I know it had bit in between, but do you know what I mean? So it is Wednesday and it is time for the mixing show. We have got the usual co-host, which is Bobo, Kentucky Bull, and Net Reality Graham. We will go around and see what we're vaping on. And as if you might have guessed from the show tagline, we are looking at the 80s. So 80s desserts and things like that. So we'll ask Steve, what are you on, BFG?
I'm on a little bit of blackjack. I thought it appropriate for tonight. So Jack the Dripper, blackjack. I whacked the review up last night on the boost. Just something nice and quiet. Because he's always telling me off when we're on show, because I'll take a drag on something just as we're starting. And it's like, I told you, quiet.
It's usually me that's quiet because we can't forget to put everything on. Do you know when you mute everybody? Go for all spiel and everyone's going, no, you're not on again. You want to pass it on then?
Yeah. Graham, what you on?
Okay, I'm on the Creed with the Kilberg Blurg I made last week, which is a strawberry kiwi Berg thing. I've seen that was that one. And I've got the Minikin 2, which I've got rhubarb and custard in, and that's got the barrage on top. And I've got Minikin 2 with the blank. I nearly went blank then, and with After Eights in there, which I'm trying to get right. It's not quite right, but I'm going to question Benny about some stuff, which I think he may be able to fix it. So I'll pass it on to Mark.
Which one?
That's me.
Patch.
That's me. Hey, that's my Sunday name, that. Wait a minute. Go, Mark. What am I on? I'm on the Hadron and the Ragnar in there. I've got Miltron from Juice Dimensions. I'm also on the Magnus 100 with the Intake Jewel. In that one, I've got me Homebrew Lemon. And also on the GT Nugget with Morning Fire. That's what I'm on. Very, very simple. I'll pass it over to Bobo.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you two on here, man. Absolutely. So what am I vaping on? I am vaping on Caliban number 1. My review just went live on that about 20 minutes ago, so a bit of a plug. Get on it. And I have got Caliban number 2. I like it. Got the Aegis Boost, and I have also got the Magma. Oh, there's my camera. The Magma with the diesel on top, with a little bit of Jack Rabbit, Saber Rabbit Argon, which is a lemon citrus and black currant, and it is fucking gorgeous. Really, really nice.
Yeah, really nice.
And the Argon's gorgeous.
They're amazing, man. Like, all of them are fantastic. Yeah, that's everything. Who hasn't been? Kentucky Bill, you go ahead, sir.
All right, I'm on the Saga with the Peacemaker, and in that I have some strawberry shortcake, which is kind of relevant to tonight's version or whatever episode. I guess there were episodes. In the 80s. Yes. And I am also on the Vindicator with the Peacemaker on top of it as well. I seem to be making a lot of peace, love, peace in the way that 70s, 60s, flower child. Yeah.
That
And
like a lady pleaser, though, doesn't it?
I am on the Vert with the Blitzen, and in that I have the apple pie. And that's basically me. I'll throw it over to Benny. Hill.
Thank you very much. And yeah, welcome everybody. I'm on the Vaporesso Gen with the Solomon mesh on top, and inside that I've got some Rustad. It's rhubarb crumble from Thomas and Knowles. Also, I'm on my little bling bling, which is the thought I do a Graham. It's over there, just a little an FOD with some e-cigar. I think it's pink lemonade. And I've also got sword with the Pandora. With inside there, I've got some Makazawa Y4. And that is me. So we'll have a quick rundown chat. It'll be only a quick one because we'll be here all night. Stuart Ayton, welcome. Paula Martindale, Jay Jaddy, JP. We have got a lot of spanners. Vaping Bank, Craig Brown, Lee D, Brian Boyce, Feet, Dion78, Blazing Vapes. Welcome everybody. Rachel, Unformed, Ruby. Welcome.
Hi, Rach.
Hey, right.
Jenny Sins, welcome. Hepatitis, I don't even know how to say that. Hepatitis?
Hepatitis. Yeah.
Hephaestus.
Is that what it is? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mark H,
Hepatitis.
welcome. So, a flat cap, evening. No problems. No problems. We were talking anyway, so you're fine. Flat cap. Don't worry. Right, so we are talking about 80s sweets, desserts, and everything like that. While we're on, what's your experience, Mark and Steve, of mixing? Have you done a little bit? Have you not done a little bit? Have you
Dabbled.
Oh,
I've dabbled through the years. Yes, I've dabbled through. I normally make my homebrew lemon, which is basically like a lemon sherbet.
All
I've
right,
been
yeah.
doing that for about 8 years, but I've never really ventured into the more exotic flavors.
right.
So just the basics, and I used to do that for a reason. I used to have when we used to do a lot of juice reviews. Obviously, you used to get that weird flavors after a while. So I wanted something that would keep me tongue neutral. So that's why I went for the lemon.
Right.
I've kind of stuck with it ever since.
And what lemon did you use?
I use various lemons, to be honest with you.
Right.
The main one that I've been using is it BWM range? Got him from Dripax
All right.
as well. So, yeah, I get him from all over.
Right.
Well,
Kind of a blank look then. BWM.
Never heard of them.
me, complete virgin.
Ah,
What
it's
can I
fine.
say?
It's fine.
I barely trust myself adding Nick, let alone flavors. I've done bottle shots. Bottle shots I've just got into. Bit of
Oh, yeah.
Dark Star, Brew Brothers. The Brew Brothers Lincolnshire pudding. Oh man, what a shot!
What's that? Lincolnshire pudding? What's?
It's like a vanilla sort of custard tart,
All right. Yeah.
but there's something in the background, whether it's brown sugar or what, I'm not sure, but it's just got that little bit of sort of sweet spice to it.
Right.
Stick that in a tank and oh man, brill.
Right.
Now, Brown Sugar was done by the Stones in the 60s. That wasn't an 80s song.
Yeah. So
Hey, if
you've
you-
also had some stuff sent out to you as well, haven't you? From Graham.
Oh,
And Graham will inform you what they are, what you've got to do with them in a little while, I surmise.
yeah, whenever you want to do it.
Well, whenever you want, mate. If you want to, we'll leave it. We'll just talk of what we've all been looking at mixing. Have you mixed up all, Graham? And Jay Jarry's been mixing some up, hasn't he, for us?
Yeah, I've got 3 recipes from Jay
Yeah.
Jerry.
Hold up, I will. Are you wanting to screen share them so everyone can see, or are you gonna?
I'll put them into chat.
Right,
So,
no problem. What's Jay Jarry been mixing up for us?
okay, for the first one he's done is he's got pictures on them as well. So I don't know how he does that. I've got to really question him how do you get the pictures on them. For the first one he's done strawberry trifle,
Right.
which is that one there. If you want to go over, and quite a lot in that one. Then he's done. Remember the strawberry hearts?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like the
yeah.
marshmallow hearts with half strawberry, half jelly.
Ooh.
He's done that one. And the one I like the look of, but somebody else doesn't, because somebody's given him 1 or 2 stars for this recipe. And I don't think they've even had a chance to mix it up. So he's made a recipe enemy somewhere along the line, which is, remember the jam coconut cake? School.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where it's just the cake jam and the coconut sprinkled on top. He's done that, which I got quite annoyed with because that's the one I was going to do.
But has he put strawberry custard with it?
He hasn't done custard with it.
It had to be strawberry custard with that, didn't it?
Oh yeah. Or the chocolate concrete with the mint custard.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, not mint. No.
Yeah, we weren't posh enough for mint.
It's already got coconut. It's going to taste bad enough as it is. You put mint in with coconut. And
Yeah, you're just killing it.
Yeah.
No. The chocolate concrete that you used to get.
You don't spoil chocolate concrete with mint.
You do.
No.
Mint it's got to look like nuclear snot. But
Ladies.
we only had chocolate custard or pink custard. They said you could have.
Yeah.
Ooh, sounds like we had a posh school then.
No, definitely didn't have a posh school.
It was always sponge in the custard with something on top of it. But that's
God.
the one I really remember is the jam coconut cake. That's just school dinners all over. I've mixed a few up. I'll go through them a bit later, but I'll just go through. I've got rhubarb and custard. I actually mixed that for Benny because Benny wanted a rhubarb and custard. Nature Vapes. If anybody watched is it Nature Vapes? It was on last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the week before he was talking about this. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Right, that way. Keep it straight. Keep it. Oh, no. Right.
I can't read it.
Karamak.
Caramel. Oh, Karamak. Yeah.
Remember Karamak bars? Well, they still do them now. So I tried making that, which is not quite right. I think it'd be one or two more goes, but I'm close. I know where I'm going with that. Somebody mentioned a couple of times after eights. So I made some after eights. Not quite right either. And for Steve, I've made bread and butter marmalade pudding.
Oh, you wonderful man.
Why marmalade? You spoiled it.
No, trust me.
That's what he wanted. He wanted marmalade on top, so I've put marmalade in there, and I'll sort that recipe out in a bit. And I've made jam, roly-poly, and custard.
Nice.
These were kind of mentioned on your show. Was it on the Sunday show? Or there was one of the shows that you were mentioning it.
Oh, it was Tails. We were
More than likely.
Yeah.
We ended up talking about food on that show anyway.
Hey.
And I started making a lemon curd, but I've got a couple of. I only got the concentrates today to carry that going, but I know exactly where I'm going with that, and I think I can nail that as well. But that's going to take about 2 or 3 weeks to do.
Right.
But really, kind of.
The thing is, though, Graham, the way to Steve's heart, you need to make a fish juice.
Hey.
A fish juice.
Yeah, every time that we talk about food on Tales, we always end up having a fish. He has a thing for fish.
Hey, I've got people for that, all right? Enough.
The thing is, I don't know if I want his heart.
Well, the rest of me, you'll have to take me out for dinner first, Graham. So,
Graham, if you,
I'm not a tart.
What happens if I give you some liquid gold?
My head starts pounding.
I've heard he's a heartless bastard anyhow, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Bobo, we've got one for you. Scott Morrison says, can you tell the bearded homeless guy that the tank he recommended should arrive tomorrow?
What tank was that? I was just seeing that then. I can't remember.
I don't know. We told him about Recurve and something else.
Oh, yeah. Was that last week?
Yeah, last week, yeah.
That'll come to me. But, Shand, I've generally got half-decent tank recommendations. I would say show me shelf. Enjoy it.
There you go. The only one that's disadvantaging this 80s is Bobo.
Yeah. I wasn't born until 1994, man. I found out though, me and CJ are birthday twins. There's like I'm 5 days older than him.
Yeah.
Twins, man.
Twins, yeah, yeah. So, have you been looking at any flavours, Bobo, while you've...
Yeah, I've had a little bit of a dabble today.
yeah?
What have I got? Let me have a little look. I've came up with a Calypso.
Nice.
I'll say I've came up with a Calypso. I haven't. I've taken someone's Calypso off ELR and slightly adapted it. I've got a Calypso. I've got a raspberry and pineapple candy rings, which hasn't turned out too well. Got a Werther's original. That's only got 2 flavors in it so far, but it tastes nice. And I have adapted one of Jay Jarry's recipes, his bubblegum bottles.
Right.
I didn't have the 2 bubblegums that he had, so I've swapped them out for 2 that I had. So far, so good. I think it's going to need like maybe a day or so to steep, but it tastes quite nice so far. It's got a nice little fizz onto it, which is exactly what you want with fizzy bubblegum bottles, like. But yeah, that's about it, really.
While we're on, Werther's original, where did that... Did you ever have them in 80s?
Fuck knows.
It just came out in 86, 87.
Because, like I say, when he says what your granddad... My granddad never had Werther's originals.
No.
Yeah. But don't you remember the original
Granddad
advert?
had Murray mints.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, money mints, yeah. And tree ball mints.
Yeah.
Boxes glaciers if you're in car.
Yeah, well, you used to get them flavoured ones. Because I didn't like mint. I didn't like the mint ones, so we just get the mixed ones where you had the strawberry and the ones, and they had some
we
chewing
went
gum.
for a car journey, we used to have them sweets that were individually wrapped in the round tin.
Oh yeah.
That had dust all over them.
That's it, yeah. But the Werther's original, the son came out and said, "Your granddad used to have them." I never fucking had them.
It was the advert that put me off because you got this sort of creepy looking old guy with this young kid sat on his knee and he's feeding their sweets. Yeah, well, what's that about? You'd never get away with that now.
No.
Let's not be putting down creepy looking old guys.
You're not creepy, Bill.
I don't know. Ask Vic. He was hiding in his toilet when he were on Vic. When Vic were on.
I know a few things, that's all.
Anyway, Bill, I want to know how much you got paid for cleaning up Not Another Vape Show studio.
What?
How much I got paid for?
Well, you were cleaning up studio Sunday night. Was it Tuesday or something? Last night?
Oh.
You missed the show?
Yeah, I think Mick may have mentioned something about that. I was basically out of. I was practicing the 70s. I basically forgot what happened yesterday. So
fair enough. Right, so what I've got is some umbongo, which I've looked at the original recipe and sort of adapted it from there. I got some cupcake world from the Alchemist cupboards. So I got some wamba, some traditional English trifle, which I've mixed up, and what was the other one? Wamba, drumstick lolly. They do a drum, and these can all be used as a one shot. Can these ones? I got some iron brew, but I haven't put that in yet. I've got to test that. So I just did the 4. So umbongo, did you have it in 80s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
no.
Well, the new recipe hasn't got half the flavourings in that the old one had. Because the old one had apricot. Because they used to go through a list in it on the advert.
Yeah.
Well, it only has banana. Mark's singing it now, aren't you?
I'm singing it in my head.
Umbongo, they drink it in the Congo. The new one
And
only
I've
has
got a little
3
girl
flavours
shouting
in.
trio.
But that one that used to shout.
That was brilliant.
Trio.
Hey man, keep it down.
Yeah. Well, do you know what they won't get away with now? One is what's that one with? I'm with my dog, and they used to have crows following them. I'll be your dog.
Laura.
Kiora.
Kiora, they won't get away with that now, would they? At all.
I don't think you get away with umbongo either.
Well, no, probably not. No.
I mean, let's be right. Half the original ingredients had your kids doing laps around the walls in the room.
Well, the original one had apricot, apple, apricot, banana, apple, apricot, banana, orange, mandarin, guava, passion fruit, and the recipe that they do now only has banana, apple, and orange.
Yeah, but if you looked at the label, it said E334, E126, E41, E.
Yep.
Flavorings.
I'm
So
amazed we're all still alive.
I know exactly. That's why everyone was spaced out in the 80s, wasn't it?
It
Like when I was
explains Bo, though.
You talk about Sunny D turning your skin orange and yellow and stuff, and then when I just had Sunny D, it was all good for you, and it tasted horrible.
Sunny D.
I never liked Sunny D.
Well, I remember when it was actually called Sunny Delight.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember the triangular cartons that you used to get
Oh, yeah.
with really cheap orange juice in?
Yeah.
That your mum used to shove in freezer.
That's the
Yeah.
ones, yeah. Cut the top off, pop it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you could buy milk like that at vending machines.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Oh, I did worse. Like, do you know when the freezer all kind of frozen up, you used to scrape the ice off and put it in a glass and then pour the orange juice in?
Yep.
Health and safety.
Oh.
What's the red bit? Shut up. Oh, man. I'm trying to think what else there was in there. Because there was all the fizzy stuff had just started.
Oh,
as well.
soda streams.
Oh, so I've got an 80s soda stream.
Have you?
I have, yeah. And I've got a 90s soda stream. Or 2000, we're just 2000s. So 99, 2000 as well. So I've got both.
The special edition. The
Yeah.
Is it better? Is the later one better? Was it upgraded? New one improved?
It's just a different shape. And the bottles changed because you could put the old ones had the glass bottles, didn't they? Like a
Yep.
Coca-Cola bottle. The new
Yep.
ones have like plastic round bottles that you shoved in. But the original ones were glass. Just looked like a Coca-Cola glass bottle.
Yeah, they were a bit taller, weren't they? They were a
Yeah.
bit taller than them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, what I did was I got confused. I know that we were doing this, and I was thinking, okay, 80s. So I did 80 mil of strawberry shortcake, and I did 80 mil of strawberry banana custard. So I was doing 80 mil of everything. I didn't realize 80s. We weren't talking about like doing 80 mil.
well, you can make up with it. Do 80
So did you make all up, Bill? Did you have a look? Have you had time? Other than strawberry?
I haven't. The strawberry banana is going to take a while to steep. Now,
So do you want to crack open? Graham, do you want to introduce them to their first mixing round then?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to get your parcels out?
Woohoo.
Get the urine colored one first.
I say, matron.
Do the urine colored bottle first, and
Okay. Are they marked A, B, and C?
Yeah.
Yep. So if you want to taste A first, you can do your back of the hand and everything like that. It's not kind of give it a good shake and then have a taste of it. See what you think. Now, one of the mixers on the show made this.
you gotta.
No,
When you do that, you have to do it with an 80s dance. You have to do it.
No.
Bit of techno.
No.
So, what dances were in the 80s?
So what are your first thoughts?
Soda.
Ooh.
Big D.
Quiet.
I'm getting cakey.
Oh, quite
Should
sure.
I put the right one in?
Oh God, there we go.
I sent Rick I put a bottle with like 9 milligrams of nicotine in because I forgot that I just took it from my own stash, gave it to him. He had 9 milligrams of nicotine in. He was like that.
I'm getting a bit of cinnamon as well.
I'm definitely getting cinnamon.
It's lovely.
So I try it.
Oh yeah.
Dee says, my memories are of my mum bringing home sachets of Strawberry Delight. Do you remember Strawberry Delight? That used to be
Oh,
quite
God,
nice.
yeah.
I've got some in
Oh,
the
Angel
kitchen.
Delight.
Yeah, he said,
I've got
Angel Delight. Yeah,
Angel
yeah,
Delight.
yeah.
Butterscotch flavour.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to make some.
Never a fan of butterscotch flavour.
No, butterscotch is not on my
Actually,
list. It's good either.
Angel Delight with chocolate mousse concentrate,
Oh.
because it is actually bubbly.
Right.
You can taste the bubbles in it.
Pipid?
Right, am I allowed to vape this now?
Yeah, have to vape away.
I love you.
So he has your heart now, huh?
Oh, I think he's just cut me cheeky bits with this one. Oh, oh, that's gorgeous.
That's 2 flavour concentrates. And Bill knows what it is. And
Yep.
Chap should know what it is.
I know what it is. You know, as soon as they said they tasted the cinnamon, I was pretty sure I knew what it was.
It's like a sponge. With the
Do you want to tell them
cinnamon.
what it is, Bill?
It is. Have you ever eaten a McDonald's apple pie?
Oh, yeah.
Are you tasting it slightly in that?
Bit heavy on the cinnamon for that for me, but definitely getting the apple.
Yeah,
out
that's
the
what
back.
it was sour. You've got a nice sour apple in that.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 flavours. That's flavour apple pie, which is that's for the crust at 4%, and flavour apple filling, which is the main
No, mate.
accent that you've got, and that's at 1%.
You've got that crispy pastry down to a T.
2 flavours.
It's what's in this right here. Yeah.
That is to say that's 2 flavors. That is incredible. You might turn me into a mixer here.
There you go. See?
This is why I want to bring you on.
That
So,
is-
Pastry's coming out more now.
Big
Yeah.
D wants to know, is Blancmange same as Angel was saying Blancmange same as Moose?
no.
I said no,
Moose,
it's not, is it?
Moose has got antlers.
Blancmange is it had milk in it, didn't it? I've got a recipe here which has got 7 burrs, strawberry ripe, strawberry sweet, and milk.
Yeah.
And the 7 burrs at a low percentages should give you that wobbly blancmange kind of flavour. But I don't want to release it because blancmange was horrible.
Yeah, it's a bad taste. And
You
Liz
know what would
likes
finish
rust.
this off?
I can tell you what won't finish it off.
Carnation milk.
No, cream will
Carnation
not
milk.
do it. Actually, Benny, I tried in mine.
yeah.
I made the recipe, and then
Right.
after I did, I thought a little cream on top of that would just make that. And so I put like 1% sweet cream in it, and what it does, it brings down the flavors of the other stuff, and you don't get those when you try to put that little bit of cream or milk flavor in there. It lowers the other flavors
moves it
down,
down.
and it changes the profile entirely. It's not the same.
I think if you got carnation milk though, because that's a unique taste itself.
I love that milk, especially with apple pie.
It muffles it is what it does. I thought that it would. I had the same impression. I did like 100 ml bottle of it, and I thought, if this just had a little creamier milk, it would be just perfect. And it's not. It's better as it is, in my opinion, at least.
That for me is perfect as is.
It's nice.
I've just upped it 10 watts on the Aegis, and that pastry is really pungent. It's lovely.
With the filling, that's the filling at 1.25%. and 4% pie crust.
Pie
That
crust.
comes to the price of 28p for 30 mils.
It's these two right here is all it is. That, if I can get the stupid thing to focus.
Move it to the left.
Oh yeah, if I put it over and
Yeah.
there we
Let's
go.
do
Now I
that.
got it. That's the Flavora or the Flavor Art apple pie. And the other one is the apple filling.
Flavor apple filling.
It doesn't want to show apple filling, but the Flavor, and that's all that's in that is right there.
So I'll just change that to 100 milligrams. So for 100 milligrams of that, it will cost you 93p.
Milliliters.
Milliliters. Milligram.
Didn't I do 80?
Darling,
Oh.
back label.
Oh, that's just Moorish, though.
Isn't it?
Oh, that's.
See,
you,
that's
you
how
can't
simple it is.
introduce me to a flavour like that. No, that's
Do
not
you see
fair.
how easy it is that you've got two flavours? And this is what we're trying to put forward to people, that you can just play around with things and come up with a banger like that with two flavours in.
Yeah.
You know,
Now, if you push the filling higher up, you have the flavour doesn't change. It just gets more thick and more glutinous.
Right.
So you can then now just stick, if you're not happy, you could stick an extra apple in there to just bring it, because it's quite bassy. You can put another apple in to just hit a top note if you want a top note.
That's cinnamon, though. That's
you've done
proper
nice and
earthy.
cinnamon.
That little throat part that you get from it, it's not too much. It's just enough. I mean, if you get too much cinnamon in it, you just get a cinnamon vape, but that's just the right click for the throat.
I'll share the recipe for that one on. Well, actually, okay to put it up under soulohm custard. Bill, it's your custard. No, it's not custard.
right, so they've got three flavours. They've got three bottles there. What have they done?
So we've got what's
Try
the
the
next
second.
one?
Try the second flavor on a different RDA.
Yeah. But you may want to do this. Do the other flavor on your right hand if you knuckle tested on your left hand.
We've got a little thing about Del Monte's. Craig Brown says, who remembers Del Monte tinned mixed fruit
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
My
with
granddad's
carnation
favourite.
cream? Sunday afternoon at my grandma's, that.
I've
Ooh,
actually got this one. I think. Somewhere.
That's cheeky.
This was made quickly on the fly because I thought the post getting it to you would be difficult.
Oh, you bad boy. Oh, you bad boy.
You know what it is?
Oh,
I
it's
just
creamy.
said
Very creamy.
That's Bobo in the 80s is what that is.
Yeah. It wasn't even a sperm.
I'm not getting any salt, Bill.
Salted.
Bobo's relations were down the toilet.
It's the ones at the back of the throat that were the best ones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You
Behave.
swallowed my twins, you bastard.
There's no lads.
Blazing wants to know, Graham, are you going for the Han Solo look?
I'm going for the 80s goth look.
Yeah.
Either that or a waiter.
Put the sunglasses back on. Yeah, that did it for you.
There
That
we
was,
go.
it's got to have the.
Oh my God.
There you go.
He's the fifth member of the Cars. No, that's the fourth. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What are you tasting?
bloody
I've got
loveliness.
Cream.
Carnation milk.
Yeah, you're right there, Storm. Thing is, there's so many different apples. Fuji apples usually a good one to bring fruits out and that. But there's different ones. He's saying that people like different apples, the double apples, all sorts. The battles.
Well, I do a version of it where I put croissant on top to get that kind of caramel little bit on top of it, and I put a little bit of Fuji apple in there to bring the brightness up a bit.
Yeah, every different concentrate, like you might have 10 million different apples. Each one of them will bring something slightly different to the table. Like certain apples will bring like the flesh of the apple. Certain apples will bring like the crispiness in the skin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Some of them will just scream apple, and it's real hard to kind of get. Sometimes you got to watch because that apple flavor will just overwhelm everything else.
Mark,
It got like condensed milk.
Yeah. It starts off like custard when you first
It's more
inhale,
like condensed milk.
but the aftertaste, you're getting that sort of caramelly condensed milk, and it's gorgeous.
Almost like, can you remember milk bottles?
Oh yeah.
Sweets, milk bottles, sweets. That's what I'm kind of getting.
So that's 2 flavors as well.
What's this? Go on.
That's Mullenberry. Don't do that way.
We'll get you there, Graham.
Mullenberry's legendary custard. That's at 5%. And custard vanilla custard 2 at 1%. I just wanted to try a different custard than what you normally try. Now, right, here's the fun bit. You have a third bottle called C. This is the experiment we're going to try on you.
Yeah.
Now, Bill was just saying that when you mix kind of say apple pie and custard together, the apple pie can get buried in the custard. Or you put sweet cream in the custard. Well, we do DIY, so why not do 2 separates?
Mm-hmm.
Then pour it into one.
See what
Now,
you get.
here's the one thing I want you to do differently. Instead of when you pour it in, normally you'd shake it up. Pour the apple pie in first, and then pour some custard into what you want. Leave it. Once you've done that, turn it 2 times, and then vape it, and keep vaping it during the night, but don't shake it up. The idea is that, do you know when you have apple pie and custard? It's not always the same. When you have a normal apple pie and custard, you'll have a big chunk of apple pie, and then you'll have some custard with the apple pie, then you'll have more custard than the apple pie. And I want to see if this works. It's just a different way of mixing.
There we go. So that's the mix.
All right.
So
And just turn it twice. Don't mix it. Just turn it
There's
twice.
one.
And while you're doing that, say
Izzy, Wizzy,
Beetlejuice,
let's get busy.
Right.
So now you should have like a mixture which is badly mixed, but 2 steep mixes which are together.
And you'll get that flavor you were asking for earlier, Mark.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Cream in it.
Tell you what, there's a real caramel tone to that custard.
yeah.
Proper caramel.
That's got to be, the caramel's got to be from the,
It'll be from the Mullenberry.
I was about to say,
the
Mullenberry,
Mullenberry, because the V2 is just
So just
cream.
turn it twice, yeah?
Yep,
Just turn it
turn it
twice.
twice.
2. Okay.
So you now have a badly mixed mix. So you can just keep on vaping it, and it should be different every time you put it in the RDA.
That is gorgeous.
I'm glad I waked 3 up now.
That's in fact, yeah, I did.
Yeah, technically though, you could put it in either one of those 2. It's just got the same stuff. You're just gonna, for your first few hits, you're gonna get whatever it was you were last vaping on it.
Yeah, but that's like when you first start eating your pie, isn't it? Because you always get more custard on it then.
Yeah.
I just thought there would be a different way of doing things. I was like, I was watching reviews, and everybody had the same reviews of stuff. It's like this at the end, and vet this, and this at the end. And I just thought, well, that's not the way people eat. And we don't have to do it like that, because we can mix it to how we want. So you can just do your sweet cream. You can have your apple. You can have your custard, and then you just go, well, I fancy sweet cream and apple, and don't mix it properly. And then you have just and also your taste buds. Get used to a constant flavor all the time. So if the flavor varies back up and down as it goes along, your taste buds will just keep on reacting differently all the time, and you shouldn't get bored of the flavor.
Now, how long is that steep?
I might get crucified by the vape community, the DIY community for this sacrilege.
Not really. No, everybody likes to experiment in the DIY
Graham,
community.
this is genius.
Is
It really
different?
is.
Is it different?
Yeah. I've just
It's
got more.
different every time you pour.
Yeah. You are right. It does. Every time you have a vape, it's tasting a little bit different.
Because because we've only turned it twice,
Mm-hmm.
the predominant is the sweet. But as you get more into the vape, the cinnamon starts to come through. But by God, this is delicious. You
How'd
should
you
be
like
selling
it?
this, voodoo priest. This is what's worrying me. What's behind the virtual background? I mean, obviously, from tasting this, there's goats being sacrificed somewhere in that room.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that is. God damn.
Yeah, Stone Western says he loves his apple pie, apple crumble. Found it in e-liquid, but over a year it's got weaker. So yeah, it's just that people, but concentrate's different because some companies drop off. Sometimes have had to change recipes, you know, to adapt it. So they have to use because obviously when diacetyl and all that lot. So they've changed. A lot of them have changed some of the good stuff that made it nicer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you've got to have the triangle. If you lose the triangle, you're going to lose some flavor. You know, yeah. Here's how good that is. Basically, this is, as you can see, the date on there, 6/26. There's what's left of a 120 ml bottle from 6/26. So that's basically the same thing you're vaping right there.
And that's from me, the 11th, and I've gone through it.
Flatcap saying, great idea though. How's about a bottle which is a divider in the middle, so every time you drip, you get a different portion of the juice?
Good idea. Would it work in practice though?
You can just take 2 bottles and drip them in or squeeze them in at the
Instead
same
of doing
time.
1 shot, have 2 shots.
I hate to say this though, Dib Dab already did it.
Did they?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember them?
So it's doable then.
No, Dib Dab was a sherbet sweet.
Sherbet, and you have put licorice in.
I know the one. I'm sure.
They did a fruit one as well, which was like instead of the licorice, you had a
like candy stick.
Candy stick.
Yes.
And you could choose which flavour you dipped into.
But that wasn't Dib Dab, was it?
I thought it was.
A lad and a lass. Did it have a picture of a lad and a lass with the candy stick in the
right,
middle of the thing, didn't it? You ripped open.
Oh, what was it then?
Yeah.
I don't know, but you had 2 packets at side of each other, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then the candy stick were down the other side. It had a picture of a lad. I'm sure it had a lad and a lass on front.
Yeah.
And that was saying that you could dip it in whichever. But Dib
Do you
Dab's...
remember that stuff that you used to be able to put on your tongue and it made it crackle?
Oh, yeah.
Space dust.
Space dust.
Space dust, that's it.
I'll tell you what, son. There's a use for that they never intended.
There is, certainly.
And you can see that on Pornhub if you
Double dip. Double dip, they're saying it was called.
Yeah, double dip, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Every time you pull, you're getting a different top note, different bass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I'm gonna
It should keep your taste buds interested.
They're confused as
I'll
hell
tell you
right
one
now.
thing. I know he's already in there. I think if Bose triple would be nice in this.
Well, you can do that.
Yeah, you can just throw it in.
Yeah.
Steve, the thing that amazes me with you not mixing still, though, is with you being a chef and you knowing all about, making different either desserts or even just any kind of food and mixing it and getting the flavors and everything. I can't believe that mixing doesn't.
It's because you
Yeah,
can't find
kinda-
fish concentrate.
What?
You can't find
Thank
what?
you.
I missed that. Yeah.
Leave fish concentrate out of
Oh,
this.
the
will you?
fish. I see. The fish.
Have you seen Sex Life of Potato Man?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No.
As soon as you start saying fish,
Cam as well, didn't he?
yeah, he had a thing for fish, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, what? And if you've never seen Sex Life of the Potato Man, get yourself watching it, because that's one of the funniest films you'll ever see.
Yeah.
A little thing about this. I went to Pictures to watch it when it came out. I was sat in the picture. Obviously, you know it's Johnny Vegas, and it's gonna be about. It says on it, "Sex Life of Potato Man." You know when it comes in and he's like first thing, and he's getting rattled on top of potato shelf.
Yep.
People walked out.
I must admit, the bit with the mother-in-law, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, guys, honest, thank you for inviting us, because we get treats like this.
Now, what you can do is, like, if you make an ice cream,
Yeah.
do the same trick.
Yeah, put some ice cream on top. Which Liquid Barns that they're
Vanilla. Yeah.
5%.
Now, getting back to what Bill was asking, the big thing I've always got a fear of with mixing, when you're cooking, you know what the flavors are. An apple's an apple, within a certain range.
Yeah.
When you're buying concentrates, I seem to find I tried doing a one shot with just some raspberry, and I made the mistake of buying possibly the worst raspberry ever.
Yeah.
What you need to do there when you get your flavors, just mix them into like by themselves, like 1% or 2%. Yeah, Benny's on it there, and then you get a taste of it. Because, like, say if you've got that same raspberry at 2%, it'll give you a completely different flavor from 2% to 4%. You know what I mean? Like, if you push the individual flavors too much, they won't taste like what they're supposed to taste like. They'll go sour or they'll go
Chemically.
Yeah, chemically.
And then the other thing is how hot you vape stuff at. Sometimes some vapes aren't real good. Like, say you're hitting them at 50 watts and they're just not that good. You take that same mix and you bump it up to 90 watts and it's a banger. Some stuff is just going to taste better hotter, and some stuff's going to taste better at a less watt.
Well, what I bought was a kit, and it had base mixing, it had a couple of syringes, and they had a suggested percentage, which was around 15%.
Oh yeah,
no,
Raspberry.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm guessing it was a one shot that you got with it saying
No.
But it's just a concentrate.
It was just a concentrate,
right?
And they suggested for 100 ml, 15%.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, very high for any flavor.
How many years ago was that when you got that?
It was only a couple back.
It wasn't from Vapors R Us, was it?
Yeah.
It was. Sorry, I was really surprised because I thought I'd gone to a good firm, so I followed their instructions to the letter, and it was no.
Years ago, when people mixed, and this has been more than a couple of years ago, but percentages were a lot higher. Benny can tell you back. If you go back 5 years ago, when people were doing mixes, they were doing. I mean, when you got done with
20%.
mix, you'd have 20-25% in a mix, and now you really, in a lot of cases, you don't want to get over 10. And it's just
Why
more is
that?
less is more.
Because the concentration is concentrated.
The concentrators are better now then.
Yeah, they're better now. And then the other thing about it is that some places will put, here's a percentage or here's whatever else. Liquid Barn puts it on theirs. They'll put 6% for Apple or whatever else. And it really all depends on what you're trying to make out of that. If you're mixing it in with other stuff, you can't. There's no way somebody can give you a bottle of something and say, here, put this in something and put it in at this percent. You have to play around, like Bobo was saying. You want to start at 1 or 2%, get your flavoring on it, and then you have to play with the stuff. That's part of the fun of mixing, and do it at different temperatures and do it at different percentages.
See you later, Craig.
But with food, the feedback's instant. I know straight. I can dip my finger in, and I know straight away there's too much salt, whatever.
Yeah,
it's the thought of having to wait a week, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. You can normally tell at the beginning.
Yeah. Like if you can get an idea of what it's gonna be like pretty much straight away. Obviously, things have got to like mellow out and stuff like that. But you can get an idea of it. Think of mixing liquid and leaving it as steep as like you make a cake. You make all the batter, you can taste it, and it tastes all right. It's got, you can tell what it's gonna taste like. And then once it's been in the oven for that 2 hours or whatever it's been in the oven for, it's a completely different taste, but still got the nuances of the original taste on it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That was good, that. Everyone just came up with that off the top of my head.
Yeah, there you go.
That's an analogy, that.
Let's all get Bobo around.
It was a casual way through nuances.
Oh, dear. So that's your first foray into a little bit of mixing with flavouring. Like I say, that's how easy it is once you found out what flavours are. You can mix them together and you can add it to how you want. So like Graham says, if you get a base mix that you like a custard, and you can play around with that. V2, why they call it Custard 2 from TFA is a 7-day steep instead of 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, 7 to 14 days.
I have a thing called Just Custard, which is 1% in Awara, 2.5% Premier Custard, and 0.75% ethyl maltol, which is the cotton candy to sweeten it up. I have now put bourbon in it. I put nuts in it. I put marshmallows in it. All different ones. I've done about 10 or 12 different versions on top of that custard. And I've vaped them all.
Yeah.
Vape says, surely it depends on where you buy them from. No, because Capella's Capella. TFA's TFA. Liquid Barn's Liquid Barn. Loran's is Loran's. Wherever you get it from, they're all the same. Whether they get it in a big jug and they decant it into, like these have done, like with Cupcake World, they've decanted it into a smaller bottle and give you 10 ml. It's still, Cupcake World or Wonder Flavour. They're still all the same thing.
Yeah, it's like stock in your shop. You might buy a Vape Pen 22 from one wholesaler, but they're all still the same Vape Pen 22s that are all made in the same factory and wherever. Doesn't matter whether you buy it from Evo or Flawless, it's still the same kit.
It'll have a different label on it because you've got, if different places are selling it, but if it still says V2 TFA, then basically it's still going to be that, even though you may get it with here. I can get it with Bull Cities, and I can get it with somewhere else's, and they're going to look like two different bottles, but they're still both the same thing.
Well, that just show you two different companies. One's in a wearer like that. That one says in a wearer on the side. That says in a wearer on top.
I get it in a wearer.
It's both same flavor. It's both from Inaware.
Here's an Inaware that I get, and this is Inaware, but it just depends on where you're getting it from. Yeah,
but this one's like that.
Yeah,
it's just that they rebottle them. That's all they do. They buy them in like 10-gallon jugs.
And if you're after a raspberry and you don't know what raspberry you're after, and there's about 20 raspberries on the market, DIY or Die Noted will have a raspberry episode. Go there and just watch the episode, and they've got in the comments a list of every raspberry they do, and they do it in order of the worst to best. So start at the bottom, just click, watch that raspberry. Is that the raspberry I want? It's a bright raspberry. That's what I want in my fruit drink. It's a dark raspberry, good for bakeries. That's what I want in that. And you can go through. I've just got a new raspberry, which is the Wonder Flavors boysenberry raspberry. Haven't had chance to taste it yet, but I've done the knuckle test, and it's just feels like a really, really deep, lovely, authentic raspberry. And the first thing I thought of as soon as I tasted that was raspberry pavlova.
Ooh.
Now I need to get crunchy meringue. Not the soft meringue, but the crunchy stuff.
Yet the other thing that happens is like if you get a strawberry, you can get a candied strawberry, you can get a ripe strawberry, something that tastes like different things. And the other thing that you can do, where you were talking about there, Steve, is just ask people within the mixing community, hey, I'm looking for this flavor. Which strawberry do you think tastes more like a real strawberry as opposed to like the strawberry candy that I used to get when I was a kid or something? Because they make different flavors that are tasting different as things. But usually someone who's been mixing, who has gotten quite a few of them, can tell you this one tastes more like this or that or the other. Benny can say, hey, this has got more of a candy flavor or something. You just ask within the community.
Yeah. Like Jay Jelly says, if you go onto ELR, it gives you, people have put notes already in. So if you're looking for a raspberry, they'll say this raspberry tastes of this at this percentage. But also when you type in if you look back at last week, I showed you, if you type in raspberry and it comes up TFA, you click it, it'll give you a suggested flavour percentage to start at. You know, so you'll know whereabouts where you want to play. Usually ELR, as we found out, is a little bit higher than what it should be. Just knock it back a percentage.
Because ELR's been around for a long while, and some of the mixes are still going from mixes that were done a few years back when the percentages were higher, and it just takes everything that everybody uses for a percentage and equals and gives you the average.
Yeah, but there's problems with that. It's like this candy milk banana, which is absolutely lovely. Candy milk banana at 5%. But if you type that in, you'll get suggested flavor at 5% because I'm the only one who's used it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if 4% is good for it or 3.
Yeah.
But it goes good in a banana almond milkshake.
Banana Rama?
Yeah.
Weren't they a band?
Yeah. On the 80s.
Yeah.
And I made a juice called Banana Rama because Bobo had no bananas.
Yes, I have no bananas.
We have no.
I have no bananas today.
Our lips are sealed.
Bananas in Scranton, PA.
Vape says, yes, same flavour, I understand, but there are loads of companies that sell the same flavours under the name, but it's weaker. I would say then you could. I've never had them that have been weaker. I'm suggesting that you may have gone to the wrong companies. You stick to Dark Star, Chefs, Rainbow Vapes. That's in the UK. That Alchemist cupboard doesn't seem too bad, but I don't know where you're actually getting them from to be weaker, because I've never had them weaker than.
Sounds like you've got a clone of something.
Yeah, it sounds like they're labeling it up wrong if you've done that. So I'm not 100% sure on that one.
I know I found with Dark Star, as a Virgin, their bottle shots were, the service and everything else, it was brilliant. And that for me, just starting, the description was really important, because obviously I don't know. They can tell me what's in it, and I've got no idea whether that's going to be what I'm after or not. Yeah. But because Dark Star went into so much detail, I virtually knew before I'd even opened it what it was going to taste like. It was great.
Yeah.
Also, the shipping's really good as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
But sometimes that's what Graham's thing was. It's the thing that Graham did with Mick on he sent him some bottles. You get the preconceived idea of what something's going to taste like because somebody tells you what it is. And then when you taste it, you already have that in your head. Therefore, you taste what they told you it was going to be.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's a
why I
fair
don't.
point.
If for argument's sake, I get a juice in for a review and never watch anybody else's review.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Otherwise, it puts like seeds in your mouth, so to speak. Do you know what I mean?
Of course
So
he does, yeah.
thinking what someone else is thinking.
I think that what they were saying about EVC's Enigma, that people were saying it would a bubble like a jelly candy, you know, the bears and everybody, and then people say, well, it doesn't taste like that. And they say, no, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to taste something else. And people picking up on that and saying, oh yeah, it tastes like that, and it doesn't. To me, it don't even taste like that. To be honest with you, but.
You ever seen the thing where they put something on Facebook or somewhere like that with like a picture and they're like, what do you see? And one person's like, oh, I see a giraffe. Another person's like, well, I see a skunk. And somebody else is like, it's basically that, it's what do you taste?
And as I say, everybody's taste is different, isn't it?
Too right.
Oh, 100%.
That is the beauty about it, though, isn't it? Because we're all different. That's where it gets interesting talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's
and
like,
something,
especially when you feel like when juices. I mean, I remember back in the day when juices were so like plain flavors. It was one flavor, and that was it. And then when so like complex flavors started coming out, and then when you start finding out that they're adding other flavors to enhance the flavor that you're trying to get to as well, hidden flavors. I think that's more interesting as well.
Sometimes you get them where the flavour bend it as well. So one flavour will taste, you think, oh, that's a strawberry, and it won't be. It'll be something totally different, and it's not a strawberry. There's a lot of more higher mixers than I'll ever be that can flavour bend a flavour that'll make it, that it's, they'll say, right, we're going to make a rhubarb crumble, but they'll put something totally different in other than rhubarb, and it tastes like rhubarb. You're like, how'd you get that?
But if you go on to sort of enhancing the Vape Punk's Trapple, because you've got the 3 apples in there, you've got the base note, there's a definite mid, and then you've got that sweet crisp right at the top, but it's not heavy. It's just a tickle, just enough to get your mouth watering. I still
say that's one of the cleverest apples I've had ever. Honestly, You've got the skin of a Granny Smith, you've got the middle of a red apple, and then you've got a candy apple as well. And you can taste all 3 of them in one.
And if you ever see like the recipe of it, it's like that. For something that tastes like quite complex, like it does, it's so fucking simple. It's so simple. I've mixed some up in there, Trapple, mixed them up today. It took like a minute. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't take long at all, and it's like, it's so once you get into it, it gets dead exciting and it gets so easy, man. It really does.
It also gets addictive to shopping for flavour concentrates, if you're me.
You go down a rabbit hole, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll have the red pill.
Yeah.
I've even had to start on another one.
Oh God!
And the problem is on those sites when they put the flavor there, they put up pictures, which always look so damn delicious. I mean, that's what they do to you. They put pictures, and it's like, I think they ought to just be allowed to show the bottle. They shouldn't be allowed to put the pictures.
Well, I normally see something I like, then I go to e-liquid recipes, check the review, then I go to Noted DIY, check what they say, then I go back to the site and then look at the other 2 could have said it's rubbish, and then I look at the picture and I go, yeah, but it looks gorgeous.
It looks nice though.
Yeah. Right, I've just had a little go on me Umbongo, and to be honest with you, I can't really remember what Umbongo tastes like. But when I don't know if you can say, but I always tasted that it tastes more of an apricot. Do you know that sort of peach apricot sort of taste, rather than a pineapple? Don't know if you remember.
I got pineapple.
Well, the prominent flavour, like I say, what I've done with this one is obviously I've gone through. I won't share it because I haven't done it. I've done it private at the moment because I did it today. But I've got some banana cream. But I've made the predominant flavour, which seemed to be what it was where you gone? Is some of this, which is passion fruit, guava, and orange, and apricot. That seems to be what the predominant flavour. You know, when you look at the mix, that seems to be prominent flavour. Now what they've changed is, like I say, it's banana, pineapple, and an apple. So I use banana cream from Loran's because that's the only banana I've got in my stash. For the apple, Fuji apple, and I kept all them low and then obviously golden pineapple, which I use golden pineapple and in a way the pineapple at 2% each, and I'll see if I can get it up. And then shisha mango. I've never tried shisha mango before. That's quite a nice mango, is that?
It is a nice mango.
Very nice mango, is that? And then a little bit of juicy orange in, because I had no mandarin, which I don't like this juicy orange. That one's dumping. And then sort of mixed all them together, and it's not actually that bad. It's not actually, I'll probably put it up and let everybody have, but it's got like probably about 10 flavours in, because to make that it would just a little small percentage of each flavour to try and get that original umbongo, rather than mix it all together. But that, I'm quite surprised with that flavoured arts, passion fruit, guava, and orange. Have you had that, Graham?
No.
It's not bad. 4% I use that.
That's posh flavours. Don't do posh flavours. This is why I like this episode more than any others. It's not full of posh flavours. It's proper flavours. Flavours from the 80s.
Yeah.
If they had steak and chips, I'll be doing steak and chips right now and adding peas to it.
Did we say we're going to have, what is it, curry? What was that one that you used to get when you were a kid? First boil in the bag things?
The Vesta curries.
Vestas, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, Vesta.
A Vesta chow mein. That's what I used to like.
Watching me mum. We were talking about this earlier, watching your mum over at Chip Pan.
Yeah.
With the little noodles, just chucking them in.
Yeah.
See, none of this safe microwave business. Our shit was flammable.
Yeah.
Mine was boil in the bag.
So yeah, I'll bang that up, that one. So I don't think that's actually that bad, to be honest with you.
I had a little go over Calypso before. I've just put the recipe into chat before. Just now, rather. It's fucking nice, that. It's proper Calypso-y. I don't know if Calypso's an 80s thing or not, but like to me, that's an 80s thing.
Yeah,
but
Calypso.
Jacques Cousteau was big in the 80s, yeah.
But all that is, it's 6% golden pineapple by Capella, 7.5% juicy peach by TPA, 2% pineapple TPA, and 0.5% of sweetener just to make the peach pop by Capella. And it's fucking brilliant. I made that today at 5:20. It's now 12 minutes past 10, and that is an all-day vape. Really, really is.
So you're saying a 4 hour and 34 minute steep's pretty good
Yes.
for it? That's basically
Yes.
what. Yeah.
4
Okay.
hours and 34 minutes is perfect.
You can't beat a shake and vape.
That's it.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
Christmas back.
Well, I think the After Eights has worked. It's had a week to steep. It probably needs another week. And I'll share the After Eights. Somebody kept on asking in Nature Vapes, they asked in our chat last week about can we make an After Eights mint? You remember the old mints that you used to have after Christmas? Oh, you still get them now, don't you? The After Eights.
Yeah, after eight you can, yeah.
Yeah, they're not the same.
A lot of things aren't the same though, other than they used to be. Turkish delight and things like that just don't.
No.
I think it's because of the time change. It's not like, so sometimes after 8, it's actually really after 7. It depends on what time of the year you eat it.
The only one I found, stop it, that tastes same for me as it did when I was a kid is Fry's peppermint cream.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Well, they've only just brought them back out, haven't they?
Yeah, but they don't seem to have messed around with the recipe. It's still gorgeous.
Damn.
A little bit Tetley, man.
Hold on.
The Pink
Got the
Panther.
porn ring.
Yeah.
It's the Pink Panther there.
That's
Yes.
the pink.
We have delivered you a boom.
It's a boom.
Have you a license for that minky?
What are you, blind?
See, Tobro's just said wham bars, not the same at all.
But I've actually, that's what I'm going to try now, is this one bar one of this. But one bar to me, it used to be fizzy, didn't it?
Yeah.
It had that sherbet
Yeah.
in the middle.
But I like popping.
Oh,
cans.
yeah.
I thought Wham was more of a 90s band, though, weren't they?
That was before.
No,
one
Wham
bar
was
went out
definitely
before that.
80s.
Was Wham 80s?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
He's on about Wham the band, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's what I thought we were doing 80s. I was just making sure. So, yeah. I'm not familiar with Wham bars, so I don't know whether you all have bars you go into.
Stuart
that
Aiton saying Vapable have some offers on and free delivery over £10. Graham, there's been a few with offers on this week. What was the one that you
It's still on till the night.
Till tomorrow?
20% off the whole site in Nom Noms.
Ooh.
which they actually do some good one shots.
Yeah, they've got quite a lot of one shots. I was actually considering topping up my cart with one shots, but then I thought, no, that's cheating.
And here in the States, Grimberry is having an I forgot strawberry sale. Basically what they had was over the weekend, the 4th of July, they had every stuff on sale for 15% off. And so what they decided to do now is they said, when you're in there, you always forget something. So we're going to have an I forgot 15% off sale, and you can come back and order what you forgot.
Right?
That's a cracking idea.
Fair play. Can't argue with that, can you?
I know Alchemist Cupboard had, you can get the Cupcake World, but make sure you get a few of them because it's like $4.95 for postage. But they've got them. You can buy five different concentrates for $5.49. The 10ml ones. It's probably the cheapest I've seen around for Cupcake World.
Well, with the Nom Noms, I was paying what £1.20 for winter flavours. And that's an absolute bargain, especially just donut, more donut.
Yeah.
I bought 100 millilitres of the soulohm donut the other day. It's fucking beautiful, that gear, isn't it? It's so fluffy.
I've got so much to try. But here we go. Rob, do you want to do the bread pudding?
Word.
Oh,
Right.
boy.
BFG's bread pudding. I'll have to call it BFG's bread pudding. Let's change the name. I'm going to change it slightly because
Kim's,
what I tasted, I think it needs to be at 10%. So basically, for 100 millilitres, a whole bottle of this, and it's a VG mix, not a PG mix. So it's very, very delicate with when you stick things on top, you can actually lose it.
Right.
Is that a VG, not PG mix then?
It's a VG mix. The PG mix isn't supposed to be very good at all.
All right. And who's that
This
from?
is the one that you can only get it from Vapable now, and I think they'll probably be the only people in the world which have it left. So go and grab it if you can. It's well worth it because it is bread pudding. So I added, not satisfied with it being a lovely bread pudding, I added some cake batter in it just to richen it up. But my mate told me about, that's not how your mum used to make it. Remember, your mum used to put Irish cream in it.
Well, you want that expert? I couldn't afford for Irish.
No.
My mum didn't put Irish cream on. I come from Yorkshire.
Oh,
fucking
bread
drunk
and
it.
pudding with Irish cream in.
Oh, some posh people around here, isn't
I know, exactly, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I made bread and pudding last Christmas. It was
South
rank.
Liverpool.
Rank.
What can I say?
The fashion in the Liverpool, that for anyone who doesn't know. Not like those good old-fashioned North Enders.
I added a little bit of golden syrup in because I can always remember that like golden syrup of undertones that you have in. And I'd have put Vape Train marmalade in, which is the best marmalade you can possibly get. If you just want a vape marmalade, get Vape Train's marmalade. And if you want cool marmalade,
Has that got your shades on it?
yeah, there we go. Cool. Where's my shades gone? Oh. Anyway, cool marmalade. Stick some WS 24.
Is that a new
23.
one?
If you want it to be less cool than 32,
23.
23. And just stick some of that on top. I would even suggest that you just let this steep for 2 weeks and then put Vape Train marmalade on top. And then mix it the way we've just done the mixing with you two, because that's that way the marmalade will be really, really bright, and there's no kind of separation. There's no kind of dulling of this. So get that, mix it, and then just throw some Vape Train on top, and then vape it as a shake and vape after that's steeped. So I'll publish that very nervously, because in a month it might taste horrible.
Yeah, well, that's the same. You've got to let them steep a little bit, just in case. 7 days. Stuart Ayton was saying, what were that? What is it that you were... What concentrate was it?
That is Real Flavors, which doesn't exist anymore, and it's bread and butter. It's bread pudding, VG, and it's available vapable. I couldn't find anywhere else which does it. Chefs doesn't do it. Nom noms everywhere. It's only vapable. But they might have less in now. I've bought 10 of them.
Yeah. Oh,
You can't beat
Which I'll be
bread
selling in a year's time.
So this one bar were mixed up at 10%. It does say on the LR to do it at 15, but I did it at 10 to see. It's not really a one bar. There's no fizz. Probably needs some sherbet in with it. You know that fizzy sherbet?
Or pixie stick.
Yeah, it needs something in
Pixie
it.
stick.
It just tastes a little bit strawberry, and that's about it. It's not really what I'd class as a one bar. Do you know? I'm getting no chew to it, or no. Bit disappointed in that one. That's that Cupcake World one bar. It's not great. Might be after it's fresh mixed up today, so it might be better after the steep. Do you know what I mean? It might sort of bring it round. So might have a look at that again next week. But it's not a one. It's not a one bar. Don't know who told him it was a one bar.
But it's not.
It said it on the label.
That's about all it does say it on.
Does it wake you up before you go?
No, it's more like more like one. I am your man.
What else?
Oh man, that's the problem though. I mean, not only when you're doing older flavors, you've not just got to sort of match the flavor, but you've got to match the expectation of the person that's buying it.
Mm.
You know, in over 40 years, we all remember one bars differently. Yeah.
But it does, because what is it? Only Tobro says one bars were never strawberry, but I always remember them being like a strawberry taste, like a strawberry raspberry.
Yeah.
I just remember that center and the space rocks in it. That was always, but it's like Texan bars. Do you remember them from 70s?
Oh yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in 72.
You're only 2 years after me, you bugger. You must remember them. Texan bars were just awesome. They were just like a chunk of caramel toffee.
I don't
There
remember
we go.
Texan bars.
All of those.
Oh, there you go. Took shot.
Oh. And then it had like it wasn't a milk chocolate. It almost had like a sort of dark chocolate overtone to it. But it wasn't fully dark chocolate.
Right.
Were they the one which broke your teeth when you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever get golden nuggets in a little cloth bag?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my neck, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Ripple. Ripple was in like a brown paper bag, and it, you. Oh, yeah.
Now, the 10p mix, that was the staple of the 80s for me.
I couldn't afford 10 pence. I only got 2p a week.
Oh, bless
Oh,
you.
I think the staple was the Lucky Bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the lucky bag.
The Lucky Bag. Ah.
Fine, Devin.
I would all right with 2p. I could have 4.5p mojos.
Nah, you should have gone for rice paper UFOs.
I
Do you know I love them?
came across them today, and I was just like, that. Well, that's really sure, but how do they do the rice paper? How do you do that melty bit where it just melts and just goes?
Oh, that'd be boss, that.
Now that is getting into the realms of voodoo.
It gets stuck on the top of your mouth.
You all have the chunky over there. It's like a big, thick piece of chocolate. It
Yeah.
was like about this wide and about this tall. And then they had a commercial. It was like open wide for chunky.
I think that will probably be your.
That's just wrong.
This is what he does around playgrounds.
Yeah. Really?
Open wide for chunky.
Oh,
God.
I think we're going down the road to Jimmy Savile here.
Hey, that's one of the most dangerous things you could do in the 80s, right? To Jim will fix it. I mean, come on. Sorry, Bo. Oh, Gordon Bennett.
the tone, Steve.
Oh. Dear Jim, can you fix it for me to dress like a choir boy? Yeah, we can sort that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like Turbo says it's sound like a Yorkie. What you were on about?
Now Yorkie got
If
some.
the
flack.
advert wasn't about the trucker,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's only for men.
Only for men. Yeah,
For
you
men.
can't do that now, can we?
Well, that's what got him into serious trouble because of the accusations of misogyny. So
I see these back there, though.
Look at
is
them.
that a Rolo?
Rolo. Yeah, that's a Rolo.
That's not a Rolo.
Yes, it is. It's a Rolo.
It's a Rolo.
It's just it's still in the wrapper. It's not been unwrapped. I mean,
they
if you want
come
to
with
see,
individual wrapped.
It comes in a tube.
oh yeah, they're individually wrapped. They're,
fucking
they come in
Americans.
a long sleeve. Yeah, it's posh. There it is, a Rolo. See, Bones,
that's-
take a bite out of it. There's caramel and stuff in the middle. Yeah, it's a Rolo.
That spoils it. How do you offer somebody your last Rolo if they're individually wrapped?
Yeah.
That way you don't touch it. That way you don't get any COVID on it. It's
No, I want them to touch my Rolo. No.
hey, the little girl's mom gets mad when you offer her a piece of candy you touched. You have to have it in a nice wrapper.
That's it, yeah. Posh Rolos, yeah. Drumstick's not too bad. That one, 10%. I'd probably go up to about 12 and leave it for about 2 weeks. It's not actually that bad. You do get the raspberry and a little bit of cream. So, these are all from Alchemist Cupboard. Like I say, $5.97 for 5 of them. Or Cupcake World if you have a look around. Chef's is a lot more expensive than that, ain't it, Graham?
yeah, it's about £2.40 but you get 30 mils of it. Aristocrat range on Nom Noms, and Nom Noms has a sale, and Aristocrat range is about $150, so it's down to about $110 for 30 mils. So you can go there and get loads of it cheaper. You've only got 1 day left, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
it finishes tomorrow.
The Karamak is an interesting one. It's horrible flavour to nail. Everybody knows what Karamak tastes like, don't they?
No.
The caramel chocolate.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought caramel in it, but when I looked at the ingredients, the main ingredient in Caramac is golden syrup.
It's very similar though, isn't it? Caramel, golden syrup.
So I stuck golden syrup right up.
Oh, missus.
Put a load of butter in, and I put some love in it. It was actually
love.
Sprinkle it with love.
Don't say that to Bill because he accuses you of things. I found that out. No, the Caramac was always a weird one because there was something Moorish about it, but you felt sick as a dog.
Yeah, your mouth dead greasy, doesn't it? But like you can't stop eating it. That's probably why I weigh 24 stone, isn't it?
I could go for 5 or 6 in one go because it was so thin. They're so thin, you just go.
Now, do you remember? This is pre-80s. They used to do a Rupert the Bear orange chocolate bar, and it had to be the most sickliest mix of white chocolate and orange flavoring that you've ever had.
Nope.
No.
No, but I do remember Rupert Bear bars.
Yeah.
I remember Rupert Bear bars, but I don't remember them being white chocolate.
No, they were like a weird sort of orangey colour, but they
The
were
ones
really,
I remember,
really
they were
sickly.
just really thin chocolate.
No, I don't remember Rupert the Bear ones.
I remember them being orangey chocolate.
Remember hedgehog flavoured crisps?
Oh, yes. They were a classic.
I like those.
Scampy fries as well in the 80s. You were a cool kid if you had scampy fries.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because you could pretend.
We were posh. We had Monster Munch.
Yeah, but proper monster, big.
Oh yeah,
ones.
proper Monster Munch.
None of this little arty-farty stuff you get
Exactly.
now.
J. Jarry's saying he tried champagne TPA 3% for the 1 bar fizz,
Ooh.
which would probably give you that fizz out of it. What's that straw? What's that?
I would go with Pixie Stick
Yeah.
from Wonder Flavors. It's really, really. When you vape it, it's like the fizzy sherbet is just like the fizz, but the Pixie Stick is just like little rocks of fizz. Well, or acid.
Acid?
I remember that from the 60s. You know.
That more
I'm
than
amazed you
90s
remember anything.
You start talking about drugs and he perks up.
See, Storm's with me on this. Rupert bars were pink.
I don't remember them.
They were definitely a weird colour.
Yeah, they were. They were pink. Yeah.
But I still remember. I'm going to have to Google Foo now, boys. It's no good. It's
Well,
not a show
basically,
unless I
all it was
Google Foo.
white chocolate, wasn't it? Pink.
Oh, I'm sure there was orange in it.
And this trifle one, I'm not really getting a lot of trifle. I think it's going to need a lot of steeping, is that one. So I'm getting a little bit of strawberry, but not much cream or anything else, to be fair. So 1 out of 3 is not bad.
I'm just checking my recipes, see what else I've got from the 80s. Most of my recipes are from the 80s.
Yep. The Rupert Bear bar was orange flavoured.
Oh, I don't remember them. They're probably too expensive for me with my 2p.
The posh. Yeah, that's where it gets down to.
Well, you see, you missed a trick, Benny, because what I used to do was walk at least a couple of miles. Then they knocked some money off your bus fare and you just saved your bus fare up.
So you can't, because I had a ka-ching. Ka-chinga once, ka-chinga twice, ka-chinga saver strip.
Oh, you proper boss, you.
Walk.
Well, a little too fast for me to walk to my high school. Like my middle school wasn't too bad, but high school a little bit far.
No, this is. I went to. Would you believe, a Catholic school?
Bobo did as well, didn't he? For about a week.
Yeah, well, strangely enough, I got expelled as well, but not for pretending to be Jesus. So that was over in Spinkill. So I had to catch the bus into that. But when I got back to the village, I used to go over to my nan's. Well, my nan lived in Burley over in Sheffield. So all I used to do was walk a couple of miles outside Edge of Killermarsh, then jump on bus at halfway. And I'd save myself a couple of p every day.
Ah.
So you were a very naughty boy. Yeah.
I was amazed. Looking back on it and the age I was, I'm amazed I didn't end up in somebody's Morris Minor, you know. Not the most salubrious areas to be walking through at that age.
You didn't bang though, did you? You didn't bother?
No.
Didn't bother. They were all on TV, what ones that could get you.
Well, daft thing was, nobody ever talked about it like that. You weren't aware as a kid about stuff. I mean, only thing you were aware of in the 70s as a kid were white dog muck. Because you used
And
to
then
step in
they
it.
could swim like a fish.
Yeah.
No, we did have Charlie said. Eating his fish.
That was a hangover from Bill's acid trip in the 60s, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mind you, the one thing I miss now is those government information films you used to get, because they used to terrify you.
Oh, the one with the water.
Yeah, with Grim
I'll
Reaper.
get you next time.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I'm not leaving the house.
I always used to like the one with the big woman and the little skinny husband.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
them
Coast
cartoon
Guard.
ones? Kiwi!
On swimming.
That's that bloke from table number 72.
Yeah.
And when TV shut down at night, just for all those old people that were watching it because they were lonely and they were sat on their own, they used to give you the warning at the end. Oh, test card. Most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
With Humpty Dumpty on it.
Yeah. God, it was terrifying.
Where they
'Cause
got
when
her
they brought-
from, unbelievable.
Well, when they brought her back in Life on Mars, I was like, oh!
And I was like, I remember saying to me, what's that? Like, that used to come every night. Like, what?
Yeah, we used to come over.
That used to turn off. What?
Thing is, you'd fall asleep on sofa and you'd wake up going.
It's the perfect C. It automatically wakes you up.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I've done
horrible.
before.
Just had a test pattern with just like circles. That was it, you know. I mean, it would just go beep, and then you'd get these circles, or there'd just be like triangles coming in all to the center of the screen, going around in circles, and
That was 60s. We're talking about 80s.
I lost the 70s, but I seem to remember part of the 80s. You know?
Yeah.
I think you're in recovery.
The thing is, though, those were the days where if you left the television on, you'd end up with your house on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the tubes got a little hot. You know?
They got a little smoky.
And that was also the time when the TV was sitting up against the wall. The front of the TV stuck about maybe 6 foot out into the room because all of that shit behind it was.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about televisions in the UK and America, American TV's always fascinated me. Why you always had it on floor, right down at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas we have it so like, you know, eye level kind of thing. Americans always have it on virtually on floor.
We had it on the floor, and then what you would do is on Saturday morning cartoons, you would sit right in front of the TV on the floor, so you were like right there in front of it. And then your mom would always come in and say, "That's going to ruin your eyes. You get back from that TV," and then you would have to move back from it. And the thing is I don't ever know it ever ruining anybody's eyes. It was things that your mom used to tell you
like
was.
Telly stand, like
But-
the kids wouldn't sit right in front of it; they'd sit on the couch because it was just eye level. And
Yeah.
they wouldn't have to worry about the trash.
See, Dad, in the 80s, we had the Channel 4 Red Triangle movie, and that did ruin your eyesight. But for completely different
Emmanuel.
reasons.
When your mum came in and you're sitting there with a cushion.
Yep. You watching that Eurotrash again? No.
Thing is, when Eurotrash first came out, it was all that. Then it went into a pop channel, didn't it?
Yeah.
It changed all of us. It changed for like first year of it. Were all this for that were all booze bouncing around and all the, and then suddenly changed into like a MTV. Like, where did Triangle
more
go?
like Eurovision MTV.
Yeah.
All these disappointed teenagers. Well, it was all right last year.
Was your first thing on MTV the song "Video Killed the Radio Star"? That was
Yep.
the first song that they played.
No, it's
Buggles.
no for the
Oh, Trevor
UK,
Owen.
wasn't it? It was
Wasn't it Money for Nothing?
Money for Nothing.
Dire Straits.
No, it wasn't.
I
No,
thought it
no,
was.
it's not.
Radio
No,
Killed the Radio
no.
Star by Buggles was the first ever one.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah.
I believe Dire Straits Brothers in Arms was the first official CD to be made.
All right. There you go. Never knew that.
Mark would know because Mark Knopfler and Mark, so he's got a heads up on that. That's
I've met
all the
Mark
Marks.
Knopfler.
Yeah, all the Marks know.
Yeah. Taught him everything he knows.
Yeah.
Listen to, yep. 12:01 a.m. August the 1st, 1981. Video Killed the Radio Star was the first MTV.
Oh, we're having contradictory chat.
MTV Europe was Money for Nothing.
Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
Right, so we've come up to that time where we're a little bit over, actually.
Yeah.
So
we are.
Bless you.
a couple of recipes we've popped up. Like I say, pick yourself up some Cupcake World. They're not, like I say, trifle might need a little steeping. The Wambar just didn't taste a Wambar, but the drumstick wasn't too bad. So yeah, have a look at them ones. Graham's put some.
And the clotted cream fudge is worth picking up.
Yeah, that's another one. We've talked about that. Cream fudge. Bobo's popped his Calypso.
And in the next couple of days, I should have a Werther's original as well once I've finished it off. Should be
There
nice.
you go. And yeah, so how did you find that for your first mixing foray? Have we tempted you?
I'm
Yes,
tempted. I'm
I'm
very
very
tempted.
tempted.
Especially with that custard and apple pie.
Yeah. Well, we
That's
do
naughty.
tell people where to go. You can go to Dark Star. You can go to Rainbow Vapes. Is very cheap for concentrates, and they come pretty quick as well. They're only in Malton. Is it Malton they're in, Graham?
Which?
Rainbow Vapes.
No, they're English.
I know they're English, but where it's Malton in it?
I thought you said Malta.
No,
as in,
Malta.
like,
I said Malta.
Malton. Not Bolton. Malton, lad.
Welcome to my world, guys. There you go.
I know Vapable is in Southport. I don't know where Rainbow Vapes is.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Malton.
I ordered from Rainbow Vapes on Monday night, I think it was. And it all arrived this morning. I spent like, 20 quid and I walked away with like 15 concentrates.
Yeah.
That's loads, man. It's cheap as fuck.
Yeah, Rainbow Vapes is very cheap for your concentrates. Like I say, you sometimes have to look around. You'll have to go to that Alchemist cupboard. They had a good selection, but it was very expensive on the shipping. It was $4.95, and it only came. I ordered them on Thursday. It only came today. So
Yeah, Vapable, the prices have all gone up. They used to be quite cheap, but they're like for TPA now, you're spending 30p more on your TPA when you go to Rainbow Vapes, and you spend 3 concentrates, you get another one free.
yeah. Stuart said Rainbow Vapes didn't have any PGVG the other day. I wouldn't do them for PGVG. I like, going. I got Lubisolve Dark Star. Dark Star's probably cheaper than Lubisolve, to be honest with you, for your Fiji PG.
I go Lucid. Is it Lucid Mill?
Yeah, Loose Mill. Yeah,
Lucid Mill,
Yeah.
yeah.
I generally get mine from like wholesale sites. Takes a vapes, fucking cover me back.
Yeah, you're all right for that though.
No.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah.
Rainbow Vapes have currently got a range of 50% off clearance one-shots and concentrates as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Also
Exactly.
got the whole Iran's range. Are they still 30p? I'm sure they're still cheap.
Yeah, 30p.
But them lot mate, they're fucking brilliant. They're really, really solid flavours.
Yeah.
And you can get a full range of them for probably about £7
Yeah.
at the moment from Rainbow Vapes.
So,
cool.
So have a look there. So there's a few. That's where I'd be looking for them. DIY 5 for 5% off on Vapable.
Yeah, there's another one. I'm just going to go for chef's flavors. There's one for chef flavors as well.
Flavor Boss, yeah. You get it from there.
Chef flavors has got the new Wonder flavor range in. So if you want egg yolk,
Yeah, egg yolk. Yeah, I noticed that. They sent me an email through, yeah.
I'm very tempted with that egg yolks, especially for the lemon curd, because that's one of the main ingredients in it.
I've never heard that. Have you ever heard of FSEC? Cheap is cheap for DIY.
Never heard of it.
No, Jay Jarry's saying that. I've never heard of that one.
Keep an eye on it, Jay.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that for next week. So
Yeah, can you put that in the monkey on juice or send it to me,
yeah.
Harry?
Yeah, send it through and I'll have a look. So, like I say, I'm glad we've tempted you into a bit of DIY, Mark and Steve. You know, like I say, it is easy. That's what I'm trying to point out, that it's not that bad to do.
I'd like to make a Bavarian slice.
Yeah?
Just thought I'd drop that one in.
Yeah, well, the first place to have a look is just have a look on the LR and see if they've got any. Someone's done a Bavarian slice on there, and then adapt it. See how that works out. Try it, get the flavour concentrates in for that. Try it out, and then you can play around. Then, if you don't like, it's not to what you think, you can then go on to think, well, it needs a little bit more pastry to it. It needs a little bit more of the thick, because like a Bavarian slice has currants in it, doesn't it?
No, Bavarian slice, it's icing.
Yeah.
Then you've got your pastry, it's a flaky pastry. Then you've got really dense cream.
Yeah.
That's
the
solid
ones
stuff.
with like the brown syrup lattice on the top.
Yeah, I thought they had
what-
currants in Bavarian slices.
No.
I'll make that.
That was
Then
the posh
obviously
version.
You have a
Benny.
strip of strawberry, and then obviously your pastry at the bottom.
Right. So,
I'll
yeah.
make that for you.
You've got a recipe for that.
So, did you say you've got one there?
No, I said I'll make one. I love challenges.
Yeah.
That's what I like when Steve just went out on a bread and butter pudding with marmalade. I was like, right,
So,
that's it. That's what I'm going to do.
It
Yeah.
was great.
I'll
It
try
was
and
on
make you
Facebook
Bavarian-
in minutes.
I'll try and make you one of those.
So yeah, have a look on. If you haven't joined Monkey on Juice, join there, and Net'll jump onto that and see if you can do a Bavarian slice. But like I say, look on ELR and just see if they've got any there, Matt, and then you can get your concentrates in from there. Then, and like I say, just adapt it, play around. Does it need some more pastry? You've just with pastry, does it need it pastry like what you've just had, or does it need flaky pastry? And you can have a look around and then have a look and see what people are saying about that as well. Ask Graham, ask us. And we'll see what's what. So we'll go around and say his goodbyes. So we'll start with Bobo.
Yeah. Well, bye, yeah. So I've just, while we've been on this stream as well, I hit 100,000 views last night, but I've just hit 900 subscribers on my old.
Congratulations.
Been a 24-hour period of milestones. Fucking buzzing. And
Well
I put
done.
2 videos in 2 days. I don't know what's happening there. Like that's not like me at all. But yeah, Mark, Steve, thank you very much for coming on, lads. It's been an absolute pleasure having a little catch up with you. I hope you get into mixing a little bit more. As Benny just said and Graham just said, any questions, feel free to ask any of us. I'm definitely not an expert, but I can sort of ease you in the right direction slightly. Thank you very much, chat. We've got, what have we got? Hey, we've got 34 in chat and 33 thumbs up. And 1 thumbs down, so fair play.
Everybody gets a thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's because of Tim. Yeah.
But yeah, happy days. Thank you very much for joining us all, and we'll see you all next Wednesday. I'll pass it over to the man himself, Mr. BFG.
Chat, thank you. You've had me chuckling in the background. I mean, I've been hanging on Benny and hanging on Graham's because I'm so tempted to get into this mixing lot. A 2 flavour juice tasting like that is just awesome. And it really is. Honest, this is it's just wicked good. So, Graham, thank you. And I wondered what that empty bottle was for, you guys, thank you so much. This has been such a fun show.
No problems.
Absolutely brilliant. Right, I will throw you to Bill.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks, chat. I appreciate everybody watching, and I really appreciate everybody doing the '80s thing. I think we, basically covered the entire decade now, and and thanks, Mark, for coming on, and you guys. It's always a blast to do shows with you, and it was here again today. I already knew it was going to be fun because I've been on with you both before. And Benny, as always, appreciate you having us on, or having me on, and giving me a chance to kind of throw a little something in every now and then. Very little, but a little.
Yeah, right.
And I'll throw it down to Graham.
All right. Mark, Steve, thank you for coming on. You were the first channel I came out from being a lurker after a year and a half and actually talked to the community. So it's your fault that I'm here.
You brought me onto my first live show as well, so it's all your fault as well.
Yeah,
It's all your fault. Thanks to chat. I'm going to throw the Monkey on Juice link in there for the Facebook group. If anybody in chat wants any help at all, just, as I always say every week, knock me up, please. Or just come into the group, add me as a friend, talk to me, and I'll take you through everything that you need to know. I've got plenty of time, and I will quite happily help everyone. So thank you, everyone. And have we done everyone?
No, Mark's not been.
Yes.
Oh, me.
Mark,
Guys.
and then Mark.
Thank you so much. It was ace doing this. What I do like is the support that you're doing as well. I think that's absolutely brilliant. And it's been an educational show as well. And I really enjoyed it. And it's sort of like sparked my interest as well. So thank you, guys. It's been ace.
Yeah, no problems. Right, and we will say, where can we see you both? Normally?
You can see us tomorrow night on the home service, 7:30 p.m. on the usual channel.
And on a Sunday?
Sales from the home, 2 p.m.
There you go. So that's where you can see them. Thank you very much for coming on, guys. It's been absolutely fantastic. Like I say, when Net says that he's asked you, it is to get people like yourselves on that are interested, try to get you. This is what we try to get people to do it. Just give it a go, give it a whirl. Have you heard how your kid's gone on with your dad's juice?
He's doing really well.
Has it turned out all right?
Yeah, my dad absolutely loves it, yeah.
Good.
He's well impressed with it.
There you go then. So that's that's another thing that saves some money. So this is what we're trying to do, get people to do these things. Save a little bit of money, and buy your juice. You can still buy your juice and still mix at the same time. You don't have to do it all the time. But buy Bobos. There you go. So we will say good night. Thank you very much. We will see you again next week at 9:00 on this channel. I don't know what, we might have a guest on next week. I'm not sure. I've messaged him, so I will let everybody know during the week whether we have not. If not, it'll probably just be a ramble show next week, because we're going to do sort of just a general chit chat about mixing and see if there's any questions that anybody wants to talk to us about in chat. So we'll see you all next week, same channel. Bye for now.
Bye bye. Bye, Felicia.
There we go. We're off.